Yes, hi there. This is Ivan once again from Comrades Chess, and it's a beautiful opportunity to have another opening choice we have today. Today we are going to destroy the pack defense. Some people call it the PIAC. Let me call it the pack defense, and let's see the common variations that arise. The pack defense is a move that starts with e4, and black responds with the move e6. Sorry, d6. D6 is the pack defense. Why? They're trying to be solid and play a slow game, a gentle game. So we shall always continue taking up the center, as we said. Whenever they play reserved moves like the French, the Caro-Kann, please feel free to take up the center. And let's take up with d4. And black plays knight f6. And whenever black plays knight f6, we just go with our standard move, knight to c3. Of course, defending the pawn, the e4 pawn. So we defend the e4 pawn with knight c3. So at this point, I want you to always expect 6 moves at this point. 6 moves which are commonly played from black's perspective. 6 moves from black. So the first move you should expect one of the least played moves. Let me start with the least played moves here. The least played move you should expect is e6. Whenever they play e6, please feel free to dominate the center with your special move f4, pushing all your pawns and controlling the center with your special pawns. So whenever they play f4, please expect such moves, the game to continue. They want to castle quickly and also bring out your other pieces, developing your pieces, and bring out your other bishop. Yes, as they also continue pushing up the pawn there, just continue with that. You can pick that pawn anytime and feel free to castle. So this should be a good game from white's perspective. So at this point, going back to the key position which will arise in the pack defense, you should also expect a move like a second move. You should expect one of the least played moves is knight c6 at this point. Please feel free to kick away that knight whenever you see it. Kick it away on sight. Some people say shoot on sight. Pick that knight, kick away that knight, and wherever it runs away, just dominate the center. Feel free to just harass that knight at any moment, and that game will continue freely and smoothly. So another line you should also expect at this point is the move bishop to g4. They really want to disturb your queen, but feel free, whenever they just play this move, they are just giving a chance to gain some tempo on the bishop and giving a chance to long castle. So it's okay for you to just kick away that bishop, and when they fall back, use that opportunity to bring out your pieces from the queen side, and you'll be long castling. So this is a beautiful structure which you can play in such a game. So let's look at another move which is common, which is e5. e5 is a beautiful move. Of course, it's very tempting and very easy for everyone to take this pawn in the center and exchange off queens early. But such games sometimes end in 2 draws. Exchanging off pieces quickly reduces our chances to fight. So let's not leave out these pieces, remove these pieces and reduce them quickly to go into the end game. So just feel free to develop your pieces, and if they take, use that chance to use your knight. And this will give us a chance to bring out our pieces on the queen side, and we shall be able to castle. So when the game continues, bring out your pieces from the queen side, and this will be giving a good chance. This setup is sometimes arises from the game of the Philidor e4 variation, which we shall cover in some future series. So the game continues pretty standard, and just feel free to be ready to push up those pawns and everything will be fine. So another important move at this point we shall look at is c6. This is a very nice and interesting move which black plays. Of course, they want to get their queen usually out, and also still maintaining a very solid structure. This is one of the this is a typical Czech defense, which you call the Czech defense. it has transposed from the park to the check defense with the move c6. Feel free to continue with the standard move, f4, which we said. And when they bring out their queen, please note that the e4 pawn is not safe. Just bring out your bishop to protect it. And when they strike into the center, just feel free to have your pieces coming out and everything pretty safe and standard. So just have a good game at such a position. At this point, we should be looking at one of the most common moves, two most common moves which are remaining. That is, the first one is knight b to d7. Whenever they play this knight, feel free to continue the standard move, f4, which is a pretty good choice here, and our common move in this setup. And when they strike into the center, we've said that don't bother taking those pawns. I myself, I usually take those pawns when I see them striking the center, but I see it's a very important thing not to touch those pawns. Just continue with your standard move, knight to f3, developing your pieces, let them take, and this time you have a chance to take with the queen because there's no knight to chase away your queen. So whatever they play, you're ready to have your long castling side and things will be pretty standard. This is a very tricky game. You have to be careful not to lose a piece. White seems to be in some tricky position, but just be composed, get your pieces in a good structure, and also put some strikes on that queen. So whatever happens, the game can continue with some amazing exchanges with accuracy, of course. And this is a beautiful game that can arise from such positions. And I believe white should be having a very nice game. But of course, it's very easy to go wrong in such positions. Some stamina and tactical strength is needed. Okay, let's now see the last move in this series. The last move we can look at is the standard move everyone plays. The standard move everyone plays, which is g6. Now, this is when we go with the standard move, f4, which we've already said again and again, which is now called the Austrian attack in the park defense. This is the standard position which arises, so everything continues pretty standard. Bring out your pieces. You want to cancel. Please remember that you should expect such a move like c5, and everything they take, just continue with the standard move. Okay, that should be enough for today. Maybe let me show you one game one move which I also find very interesting. In such a position of the park, sometimes or many times, a move like c5 comes in early before they castle. The common move is castling, but sometimes they can push this c5 move. Please feel free to take it, and then they can play this interesting move. Of course, putting some strikes on e4. But you have to get some nice move here. There are many moves which can be chosen, but I chose this move, queen to d4, which is an interesting move at this point. And the game can continue with some precision and having an interesting position. Okay, see you in the next opening. This is a very interesting line. And bye.